This is the voice in the wilderness of the people, coming to you in the great wind. This is the day that EZER has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I pray that EZER has been keeping you in good health and in great strength, and He has protected you from all danger, from all accidents, and from all iniquity. And He has continued to shower you with His great mercies, and you have also keep your bargain to call upon His name, do His commandments, and hope in His promises. My dear brothers and sisters, this video is pertaining to our people, the children of EZER-IAH, the seeds of EZER. There is an awakening going on. EZER is pouring out His Spirit upon His people. We call this the awakening, where knowledge is being increased to us, and the things that was hidden from our ancestors is being declared unto us, as EZER had promised us. But in this awakening, my brothers and sisters, Lucifer is also in the midst of the awakening. Lucifer, as he always does, presents himself every time the children of EZER goes before him. Lucifer presents himself. Lucifer is determined to destroy the children of EZER-IAH. That's his aim. He and his offspring that is in the earth. EZER has presented us with his stretched out arm as he has continued to direct us throughout the whole scriptures from Genesis to Malachi. And all the prophets have sounded the alarm that in this time, in the latter days, we will have to turn to EZER, our Redeemer. He will return unto us a pure language, one promise, and also promise us that we all will know His name. And we all will praise Him. And then He will gather us. And He will bring us back into the land that He has promised us. My dear brothers and sisters, and what I am seeing, I am witnessing, as a witness of EZER and a servant to EZER, I must speak on this issue. What I have noticed is that Lucifer, in his deceiving and wicked way, is turning our people from the awakening, and in all his might that he has, in all his deceivingness, is trying to deceive our people in believing that we have to get up from wherever we are. We have to get up and we have to go to the land that is called Africa. He is encouraging our people to get up and go to Africa. There are those that walk on his behalf from among our people, encouraging our people to go to the motherland. And when they shall go to the motherland, in that land they will practice divination. And in practicing their divination, they will find themselves and they will know the things they're supposed to know. And then they will do the things they're supposed to do. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the work of Lucifer. Our Redeemer removed us from the land of Africa. Our Redeemer removed us from the land of Egypt, Mizraim. Our Redeemer removed us from the land of Ham and established us in a land that he called his own land, a land that he chose from all the lands that he has created to put his name there. That land is called by Aya's name. It is called Moriah, the land of Aya. He chose us a people, and on us he has given his name. And he has given us his name to live in the land that is called by his name. My brothers and sisters, do not follow the way of the heathen. Don't be deceived by the doctrine of Lucifer. Aya has removed us from Egypt, and he has continued to let us know this. From out of the mouth of all the prophets, he has continued to let us know he is the one that removed us from the land of Ham. Aya, our Redeemer, has made the heavens and the earth. Aya has distributed the earth among the people he has made, among the sons of Adam. Adam was the first father, and he made Adam from the earth, the soil, and established him on the earth to take care of the earth, to take care of it. He didn't make him the maker of the earth. He didn't make him the owner of the earth, but he established him to take care of the earth. My dear brothers and sisters, our first fathers disobeyed Aya, and Aya punished them. Aya punished them by allowing the earth not to be fruitful to them, not to be kind to them as he intended it to be. And our first fathers had to toil, and by the sweat of their brow, in their labor, they had to labor to be able to live. Then Aya destroyed the earth when it became unbearable to him. And he saved one they called Noah. And he saved Noah and his sons and their wives to replenish the earth. And to Noah's son, who was Ham, Japheth, and Shem, EZER divided the earth to them. They did not create this earth, and they did not own it. They was put on it to replenish it. We must not miss the fact that EZER is the owner of the earth. EZER has given us the earth to live on it, to protect it, to take care of it. For he promised one day he will set up his rulership. He himself will come down upon it, set up his sanctuary in it. He will live on it among a people whom he have chosen to be his own. Among the people whom he have chosen from all the peoples of the earth to be his own. So EZER chose a portion of the earth and decided to give it to them, to these people whom he will come and live among upon the earth. Now, the land that EZER has given to these people is not their land. It is EZER's land. Land belongs to EZER, our Redeemer. The land that he gave them had people living in it. The land that he gave to these people, to his people, had people living in it. But EZER chose that portion of land. That land was sacred to the Most High. That when the one who he was given his name to bring unto us, when he appeared unto him, he told him to take thy shoe off thy feet, for you stand on holy ground. That ground is the place where EZER have chosen to put his name. And as a people whom he has put on this land to take care of it, we have to know where that land is. We also have to know why EZER gave that land to us. We have to know why it was given to us. We have to know how we have to live on this land. We have to know the way of life we have to live on this land. He also told us that the land will spew us out if we disobeyed that laws that he was giving us. He was giving us laws to govern the land so that we may live there. And anyone who break those laws, as the people that was before us, had to be removed from the land. He will have removed us if we did break those laws. So my dear people, we know what happened. We broke those laws. We was cast out of the land. Until today, we are out of the land. then we are to ask ourselves, why did EZER give us his commandments? Why did EZER give us his name? EZER gave us his name that we will remember it is EZER and it's him alone that has given us this land as a possession. We must remember that all the lands of the earth belongs to EZER. And EZER is the one who puts people in places on the land. And he is the one who removes people from places on the land. Today, our people are encouraging us, all those who came to the Western world through the Atlantic slave trade, the children of Ayako, from the tribe of EZER-IAH. Lucifer is now influencing us to go back to the same places, the lands where EZER took us from. EZER took us from the land of Ham, and he warned us about going back to the land of Ham. EZER does not want us as his people going back into the land of Ham and practicing the abominations that our ancestors has learned in the land of Ham. EZER, our Redeemer, has scattered us to the ends of the earth because of those abominations that we learned in the land of Ham. EZER never promised us to bring us back in the land of Ham. All EZER's promises in all the words of the prophets, EZER have spoken, and he has made it clear he will bring us back into the land that he gave to our fathers. Our fathers never worshiped any land. The Egyptian worshipped land, stone, wood, and everything else they could have worshipped. Our fathers never built monuments to idols, as you will see in the other nations from ancient time. Look at the ancient buildings, like in India and in Africa, in Ham land. You see, you have heard about the Tower of Babel. They always build monuments to their motherland, thinking they will be there forever. Our people began as a nomad nation, and EZER is the one who chose a land for us. We are the only people whom EZER has removed from a nation, from within another nation, and gave us a land that was possessed by another people. EZER expelled the people that was in the land of Canaan, because of their evil doings. And he established us in the land as a people who would glorify him and worship him and honor him and calling on him, crying out to him, seeking him at all times. And when our people went there, they did not carry out the instructions that EZER gave them concerning the people of the land. Instead, they mingled with the people and they learned their ways. And EZER, as he has instructed them to get rid of the people, EZER also get rid of them, get them out of the land. And my dear brothers and sisters, that's why we went into the land of Ham, and that's why we was taken out of the land of Ham by force and scattered throughout the whole earth. And that's the reason why EZER promised in the latter days he will gather us again and bring us back into the land that he gave to our fathers. My dear brothers and sisters, Abraham, our first father, came from the land of Ur, which is called Iraq today. The land of Canaan was given unto us as a possession. The Most High never tell us about a motherland. The Most High, our Redeemer, when he made Adam and Eve, he made them from the earth. They disobeyed. We went through a new phase. We traveled from Adam through the generations, and we came down to Noah. And then EZER stretched out his hand unto us, and we disobeyed. EZER came again in the time of Jacob, and he stretched out his hand to us, and we disobeyed. EZER made a covenant with Jacob that he will never leave his children, but he will raise up from among his children a generation that will praise him, a generation that will know EZER and know his words, the meaning of his words that he has preserved for us. A generation that will seek EZER, their Redeemer, and will turn away from the abominations of the earth. My brothers and sisters, the first abominations on the face of the earth took place in the land of Ham. In the Garden of Eden. The beautiful landscape that he made and blessed and gave it as a possession to Adam and his children. We see what happened with Eve, what she did. She broke that covenant, and sin became in the world, and death. And EZER decided to choose out of their generation a generation that will honor him and worship him. And he has shown us the lineage. and gave us a lineage through our fathers. Our Redeemer has never given us a Mother Earth. Our Redeemer has never given us a mother and call it the mother of the earth, and that we should seek the knowledge from Mother Earth, and that we should worship Mother Earth, and that we should give our children like sacrifice to Mother Earth. Our Redeemer has never done this, and He instructed us not to do this. Our Redeemer made the heavens and the earth and everything that there is in them. Our Father who is in heaven gave us a lineage through our fathers. Our Redeemer never sent a name of a mother to us. Our Redeemer never sent a picture of a mother to us. He told us when He came into the world, it was dark and void, and He created us. He created all things there is. And on the sixth day, He created us. He created us to reap the benefits of what He has established. So, my dear brothers and sisters, we are not to go seeking after a Mother Earth. I made the earth. He made us from the earth. The earth did not make us. I made us. I made the earth. I made everything there is. And He instructed us to take care of the earth that He has made. And we shall enjoy the fruits of Aya's labor. We are to enjoy the fruits of Aya's labor. We are to enjoy all the things He made on the earth. We are not to pray to the earth. My dear brothers and sisters, Aya hasn't told us anywhere in this scripture that He is going to bring us back into the land of Ham, the land where He moved us from. Remember, He removed us from among the children of Ham. Aya doesn't want to remove you from some place and then send you back. A very place where He know you got contaminated. In the place where He know you were spoiled. Aya, our Redeemer, have promised us we have to turn back to Him and to Him alone. And then He will restore us in the land that He gave to our fathers. The land is not ours, but Aya gave us as a possession. We didn't make the land. We didn't plant the trees. We didn't plant the fruits. We didn't do anything. He says we were there to take care of it and enjoy it. Now, Lucifer wants to make us believe that we own some land, as if we create some land. And this is a deception. My dear people, this is another deception that Lucifer is sowing among our people. If there is a land that we as a people have to get up and go to by ourselves, it should be the land of Jerusalem. EZER has proven to us that we cannot go and take any land on our own and be at peace in it. He has shown us that. When our ancestors sinned and do which was abomination in the land that EZER gave them, they ran into the land of Ham. And EZER proved to us we could not be at peace in the land of Ham until this day. See what's happening to the Igbos in West Africa. Until this day, we could not find peace and happiness in the land of Ham. He sent the heathen came there and took us and sold us as bondsmen and bondswomen. They put us back in bondage, the very thing we were in when we were in the land of Ham, in bondage. He put us in bondage so that we could catch ourselves and realize what our punishment is, what's happening to us, and then we will turn back to Him, and then He will bring us back into the land that He promised our fathers, that He gave to our fathers, the very land that they could not have lived in because they broke His laws. So we now, as this generation, we are obligated to learn the laws of EZER, our Redeemer, so that we can return into that holy land, that land where we have to remove our shoes to stand on the ground. Not to Ham land. EZER didn't give us Ham's land. He gave us a portion that called Canaan. That's where He gave us, not the other parts where our people want to go today to learn the ways of the heathen, to learn divination and spirituality and all, and sacrificing to idols and demons. Our Redeemer has not promised us this. This is the work of Lucifer in these last days. My dear brothers and sisters who are listening to my voice, we are not to get up and run to anybody's land. EZER gave us a land. EZER is the one who promised He's going to bring us back into it. Let us concern ourselves with doing the work of EZER, with keeping the commandments, with calling on His name, in hoping in His promises, and knowing when you hope in the promise of EZER, you will not do anything that you're not supposed to do. No one will be able to deceive you. When you call on the name of EZER, EZER will hear you and visit you. EZER will take charge over you. EZER will lead you in His path. And when EZER is ready for you to move, EZER will let you know when it's time for you to move and where you should go. We must not take on ourselves and listen to the voices of deception that is among us. These loud voices that are among us, we must not take it. and allow ourselves to be deceived by it. Remember, Aya is our Redeemer. He is the one who have chosen us. He is the one who have chosen the place where He wanted us to be. He is the one who made heaven and earth. He is the one who divided the earth. He is the one who set the moon in the sky and the sun. He is the one who made day and night. He is the one who planted the trees. He is the one who put the sea where it's at. He is the one who put the mountains where they stand. He is the one who planted the fruit under the sun and caused it to grow. He is the one who caused nothing to grow in the ice. He is the one who established it. And even when Aya, our Redeemer, was punishing us for our disobedience, do you notice the places that Aya sent us? Do you know He never sent us in the ice? Do you notice He never sent us where we cannot grow anything? Do you notice in all the places that Aya have sent us as a people, we have sunlight, we have heat, we have vitamin D from the sun? Do you notice that Aya is still with us as He promised that He will never leave us alone? Do you notice that Aya is still providing for us as a people? If you notice this, my brothers and my sisters, then put your trust in Aya. Call on His name, praise Him, glorify Him, give Him thanks, sing His praise, do His commandments, keep His Sabbaths, and wait on Aya. Wait on Aya, our Redeemer. Do like our ancestors did when they were in the land of Egypt. They cried out to Him and they waited. They waited until the moment He told them they was to leave. He instructed them on what to do before they leave. The very day, the very night before they leave, He told them what to do. Let us wait on Aya, our Redeemer. Let us wait on His instructions. Aya is our Redeemer, and He gave a land unto our fathers. And this is the land that Aya promised He's going to take us back to. The land that He gave to our fathers. He never called it a motherland. He called it the land that He gave to our fathers as a possession. He called it the promised land, the holy land, Moriah, the land of Aya. That was the names given to this land. It was first called the land of Canaan. He removed them and gave it to us. We are to go into that land and take care of it, to protect it, to praise Aya in it, to glorify Him in it while we are in it, to do His commandments when we are in it, to govern that land with the commandments, with the laws He gave us. Then we will be able to live in it. Then we will be able to offer unto Aya our sacrifice of bullocks and of rams. Not in the land of Ham. In the land where the temple was built for Aya's name. In the land where He told us we must look towards it and pray. Not in the land of Ham. My dear people, We have to get what is ours, what is given to us. No one owns the earth but EZER. EZER put people in certain places on the earth. Remember, the earth is EZER and the fullness thereof. He made everything in it. We cannot just choose lands and say we're going there and we're going to prosper. We can't just get up and say let's go here. Remember, EZER drive us into this place. He told us we will be among our enemies. He told us we will serve them. He told us they will sell us for bondsmen and bondswomen. He told us we will have to serve them in hunger and in thirst. Don't you know that EZER knows where you are? Don't you know he is looking down upon us? Don't you know he is the one who removed the yoke of iron from our neck and the chains and the bars from our hands and our feet? Do you know he is the one that caused us to be able to read and write? Do you know he is the one that has given us food and water, that we are here until this day? Do you know he is the one who sent us where we could enjoy his sunlight? Do you know EZER is the one who is still looking over us? Although in our ignorance and in disobedience, we continue to disobey and to rebel. Don't you know it's time that we should turn back to EZER and to seek his mercies? Do you know it's time that we should cry out to him that he would save us? Do you know we are in these problems that we are in is because we are continuing to disobey and to rebel? My brothers and sisters, listen to EZER, study his word, sing his praise, give thanks for everything, praise his name. I will read some scriptures with you concerning the land. When I read them, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, and you think about what I'm saying. Make your own conclusions from the words I will read to you, the words that EZER spoke unto us. I will just read a few for you. But I know if you take them into your consideration, you will be able to comprehend what I am trying to say to you. And you will comprehend that the words I've just spoken, you will be able to make sense with it. So I will begin with you. First, my brothers and sisters, I will take you into the book of Genesis. And I will begin with you in Genesis chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. And it reads, And EZER took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And EZER, our Redeemer, commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it. For in the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die. My brothers and sisters, as I promised, I will just read, and I want you to make your own conclusion based on what I'm reading to you. You may get your book and you could read the whole chapter of every passage I will read to you. But I want you to read what I'm saying and get the essence of it. EZER took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. We didn't own this land. We didn't make this land. We not to put our name on that land. But IAH brought us into the land. IAH put peoples into the land where he want them to be. IAH put people in the land where he want them to be. We was put upon this earth to dress it, to care for it. That's what we was put here for. Now I will take you to chapter 10 and I will go to verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families in their nation. And I would like you to read the whole chapter. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. In their lands, IAH is dividing lands. IAH is giving mankind the lands where they should possess, where they should live. Not to own it, not to claim it, but they have to live there. And here we see Japheth is referred to as the Gentiles. The Gentiles are referred to Japheth. Japheth are the Gentiles. When we go to Genesis chapter 10, verse 19, we see verses 20, These are the sons of Ham after their families and after their tongue, in their countries and in their nation. So we notice when IAH dividing the earth among the children of Noah, he gave them, they had a name, they had a father's name. Their father, one was Japheth, the other nation father was Ham. But they also had families and they had their own language and they were in separate places and they had their own nations. We see this here. This is what IAH is showing us here. Now, I will take you to verse 32 and it reads, These are the families of the sons of Noah after their generation in their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So here we see that this is where the Most High is saying to us how he have divided the nations. Let me take you back to verse 31. These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. So we see that the Most High has given these three sons different portions of land, different portions of the earth. And these portions were supposed to be distributed among their sons, their families, and each family, each nation had their own language, their own tongue. They had their own portion of land where he put them, and that portion of land was supposed to be their nations. So we see Ham, Japheth first. Japheth had his portion, Ham had his portion, and Shem had his portion. So we have to know where is those lands. We cannot just get up and say we're going into Africa and then we go into our enemy's land like we did when we run from Jerusalem. When we run from Jerusalem, we went into their land. And we know what they did. They joined with the heathen to capture us and sell us like slaves. They don't like to hear this. They get offended when you say this to them. They are the ones who captured us and sold us as slaves. They are the ones who was the slave hunters, the Hamites. They did it to us. They was not selling their own people. They was selling the Hebrew Israelites who came into their land and start setting up themselves in their land. And they was mad. So they are the ones who did what they did to us. Today there are some of them, their leaders, who are asking us to come back. But why? What happens to the land that our ancestors has cleared up? What happens to the lands they cleared up when they ran there? Why must we go back now and pay for those same lands that they cleared up? Those lands that they died for. Why must we? They're saying come back. My dear brothers and sisters, why are they saying to you to come back? Is it because they have your good interest in you coming back? Why are they waiting? Why did they wait 400 years, after 400 years, to telling us to come back? Is this the awakening that EZER-IAH has spoken to us about? Is this the return that EZER-IAH has promised us? My dear brothers and sisters, EZER-IAH never promised us a return based on financial gains. EZER-IAH promised us to return us into a land where we'll be at peace and enjoy happiness and be loved, not to go back among another set of enemies, not to go back to a people who captured us and sold us to our enemies. That's not EZER-IAH's return that he promised us. Again, this is not EZER-IAH's return that he promised us. EZER-IAH does not promise to return us so that we could bring our wealth to help the very people who caused us to be in captivity, who caused us to be where we are. They sold us because they wanted to get rich. They destroyed us as a people because they wanted to get rich. Now they are disappointed. The ones they sold as nothing so that they could become rich is now richer than them. The ones who they sold into captivity is now more privileged than them. And that's why they want you, Lucifer wants to send you back there among them. And then when you get among them and establish yourself again, the envy and the jealousy that is in them, then they will spill your blood again. Because that's not where EZER-IAH wants to bring you back. That's not where EZER-IAH has prepared for you. EZER-IAH has not prepared a place among your enemies for you over there. EZER-IAH has scattered you among your enemies, and he promised he's going to gather you from them and bring you back into the land that he gave your fathers. He even promised that he will dry up the rivers, the Euphrates, and bring them back from Egypt and from the lands that is in those areas. They will walk by foot and go back to their own land, the land that EZER-IAH promised us. So let us not be fooled. Let us not just get up as mad people. Let us not believe in the deception of Lucifer and go back in a land where our enemies dwell, just waiting to prey on us again. They're waiting on you. They preyed on us when we had nothing, and now you have something. They are waiting to prey on you. Don't be fooled, my brothers and sisters. Trust in EZER-IAH and wait on his decision. Trust in EZER-IAH and wait on his decision. Now I will take you to Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, and it reads, Now EZER-IAH had said unto Abraham, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show you. EZER-IAH took him from his land where he was, and tell him, Come, I will show you a land, and I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless you, and curse them that curse you, and in you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. My dear brothers and sisters, do you see what EZER-IAH did? EZER-IAH took Abraham, our forefather, from his land of the Chaldean, from Iraq, and brought him into the land of Canaan, and told him that this land, he is going to give him the land. He is going to make him owner of that land. Why? EZER-IAH has chosen him. EZER-IAH has blessed him. Here EZER-IAH is telling him here, I will bless them that bless you. So those who do good to you, I will bless them. And those that curse you, I will curse them. In you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Now, I want you to reflect on what the Hamites did to us. I want you to reflect on what the Romans did to us. I want you to reflect on what the white man has done to us. And I want you to tell me, did EZER-IAH promise them blessings for what they did to us? Listen to it again. I will bless them that bless you, and I will curse them that curse you, and in you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So when they bless you, when they treat you right, they will be blessed. But when they treat you wrong, they will be cursed. EZER-IAH didn't tell us that he bringing us back to a people that is cursed. EZER-IAH told us and promised us he will remove us from a cursed people. He will remove us from the heathen. He will remove us from the oppressors, and he will oppress them. He will move us out from those who oppress us, and they will be oppressed. He promised he will remove us from their oppression, and they will be oppressed. He said he will turn whose captives we were, he will turn them into captives. That's what the Most High promised us. The Most High never promised us to take us out from one land where we have our enemies, from among one enemies, and put us into another, among another enemy. Every time the Most High remove us from one place, he always bring us back to his land. From Egypt, back to the land that is called by his name. From Syria, back to the land that is called by his name. From Babylon, back to the land that is called by his name. From under the Persian, back to the land that is called by his name. And from this land is back to the land that is called by his name. Not from one oppression to another enemy to be oppressed. The Most High does not do that, and he never did that with us. So he's not bringing us back into the land of Ham. He doesn't want us to go back to the land of Ham. He promised all who go back to the land of Ham will be cut off from among his people. He promised us that all who go back to the land of Ham, Egypt, will be cut off from among his people. So we cannot go back to these lands. We can't go back to their ways. So when we hear these brothers or sisters telling you about to go back to the land of the motherland, to go in the temples, to go and practice their divination, to go and pray to the Amun-Ra, to pray to Motep and the Amen, Amun-Ra. We are not to do this. We are not to go back to these places and calling on them like queens and kings and they are fathers. They are not. These are lands of our enemies, and we are not to go back to the lands. We have to wait for EZER to bring us back into the land that he gave to our fathers. Now I take you to Genesis chapter 28, and I will begin to read to you from verse 11. And it reads, And they light upon a certain place, and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took up the stones of that place, and put them for his pillow, and lay down in that place to sleep. Now, first of all, we know to use a stone as a pillow, you have to have wool here. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angel of EZER ascended and descended on it. And behold, EZER stood above it and said, I am EZER, the mighty one of Abraham thy father, and the mighty one of Isaac. The land whereon you liest, to you will I give it, and to your seeds. Here we see that the Most High is giving a special land unto Jacob. I would like you to read the whole chapter of chapter 28 and also chapter 29, and you will get more detail of what really took place in that period. I will take you to Genesis chapter 12, and I will read from verse 1 to verse 3. And EZER spake unto Shemaiah, Moses, and Aaron in the land of Egypt. Listen to this one. He spoke to them in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak you unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers. Now, my brothers and sisters, the Most High is taking a people out of a nation. He is going to make them a nation. Here, the Most High is going to change for them the beginning of the year. They are not to follow the beginning of the year of the Egyptians, the Hamites. Their year will be different. Their season will be different. Their time will be different. The Most High is beginning to show them all the changes that they will have to make when they go into that land. When they go into the land that I choose to put his name, they have to make those changes. So here he's telling them, this month shall be the first month on the first month of your year. This month will be the first month of your year. Here he's telling us that the heathens, they have different times to us. The year begins differently to ours. The days, the months, whatever it is, it's different. Because why? EZER is setting up a new system for us. He's taking us out of the system of the heathen, and he's setting up his system for us in his land, in a land that he chose to put us, to put his name. In the part of the earth where he chose to put his name, he is setting up a system for the people whom he chose that he will put in that space. EZER is doing that to us. Now, I will take you to Genesis chapter 19, and I will begin with you in verse 4. Chapter 19, verse 4, and I will read to you. It reads like this. EZER is speaking now. EZER said, You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bear you on eagle's wings. and brought you unto himself. Ayah is saying, you have seen what I've done to the Egyptians, so that I could own you, so that I could claim you, so that you could be mine. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, the laws, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me, above all people. For all the earth is mine. Look what he's saying to you. All the earth is mine, but not all the people is his. Not all the people belongs to him. And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. So he's telling Moshe to go and say this to the children of Israel. All the earth is mine. But you now, I am making you a special people, a special nation. I am taking you to myself. So the land that he took, he had the whole earth, but he took a portion of land for himself. Now he's taking a people unto himself, and he is going to establish these people unto himself with his laws, his name, his laws. He's taking them from the heathen. The heathen is worshiping their idols with their names. They're doing all their abominations. But he's taking us from among them to bring us to a special place. And my brothers and sisters, the reason why I'm going through this, I hope you're getting it, is because I want you to show you that it's not just we getting up and going wherever we want to go, but it's Ayah taking us into the place where he wants us to be as he continues to instruct us in this book. We have to turn to him first. We have to call his name. We have to do his commandments. And then he will take us in the place. When we becomes fit to be in that place, he will take us there. How do we expect to go to that place when we are in captivity here, worshiping JC, worshiping wood and stone? How could we expect to go into that land when he moved us from that land because of the ways of the heathen, because we started to learn the ways of the heathen? But we have not given up the ways of the heathen until today. Our people are still in the ways of the heathen. And they are crying out to the heathen for help. They are crying out to the heathen to save them. They are crying out to the heathens and their mighty ones for redemption. They are crying out to the heathen and their mighty ones so that they will give them peace and justice. How could we be doing this and expect Ayah to do for us all that he promised? And when he told us what we have to do. So to get those promises, we have to turn to Ayah. We have to cry out to him. We have to stop crying out to our enemies. We have to ask him for justice. We have to ask him for peace. We have to ask him for mercy. We have to ask him, to help us. We can't be asking our enemies and their mighty ones. He took us from them. No, we cannot be going back to them. We leaving one enemy and going back to another enemy. An enemy who our ancestors went among and pick up all their bad habits, their abominations. We can't do that. We cannot do that, my people. Listen to what I'm saying to you. We cannot do this. And I hope you are reading the whole chapters. I hope you're reading them. My brothers and sisters, I now take you to Leviticus chapter 25. And I will read to you verse 23. Leviticus chapter 25, verse 23. Hear what Ayah is saying to us. The land shall not be sold forever, for the land is mine. You are strangers, and you shall join with me. In all the land of your possession, you shall grant a redemption for the land. The land does not belong, the land is not ours. It's the heathen give us this doctrine about owning the land. All land belongs to Ayah, our Redeemer. We are the only people on the face of the earth that Aya has promised a land that is called by his name, a land that he will take us out of a nation and give us this special land to become a nation, and to become that nation and to able to live on the land. He gave us laws. That's why the laws was only given to us and no one else. The laws was given to a people who Aya was taken to a land that they did not know, so that the land could become theirs, a land that is his, and he was putting us to live on his land, the land that is called by his name, land Moriah, Ireland. And that's why the laws was given to us and not to the heathen. Keep reading the whole chapter, my brother and sister. Let me take you back in same Leviticus. Let's go back to chapter 18, and we're going to read from verse 1. I think the 5. And let me show you. Let's see what Aya said. And Aya speak unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, say unto them, I am Aya the Redeemer, after the doing of the land of Egypt, wherein you dwell, shall you not do? And after the doings of the land of Canaan, where I bring you, shall you not do? Neither shall you walk in their ordinance. Here the Most High is saying, I know you started to do the ways that you learned in Egypt, but I don't want you to do it. No, I am bringing you, I'm taking you out from them because I don't want you to be polluted. I'm taking you out to make you a clean nation, a holy people unto me. So I'm taking you to a land. I'm giving you some laws. You have to rule the land with those laws. And don't accept the way of the people that you will meet there. You shall do my judgment. You shall keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am Aya, your Redeemer. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgment, that if any man do, he shall live in them. I am Aya, your Redeemer. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him. And it go on. I would like you to read the rest. Okay, let me read it. Let me read some more with you. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness, says Aya. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shall thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister you shall not uncover. And he go on to verse 30. I go on verse 29. Verse 29. No, I start a little higher up for you because I want you to read it and get the whole story. And he says here, when he reads the verse 24, he says, Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these things the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. Here he's telling us, when I bring you into that land, do not do anything, those things that I just told you here, because this is what these people in the land are doing, and I am casting them out of the land to put you in it. So when you come in it, don't do what they're doing. And the land is defiled, therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. Anything you do wrong in that land, I am going to punish you. And the land itself vomit out her inhabitants. The land itself will spew you out. You would not be able to live in the land. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgment, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourn among you. We're not supposed to keep no stranger doing any of those things among us. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. So you see what defiles the land? So how do you expect to go back into that land doing the same things you're still doing among the heathen? That the land spew not you out. If you don't want the land to spew you out, you were supposed to stop doing those things. Don't do it. When you defile it, as it spew out the nations that was before you. Here, the Most High warning them, if you go in this land and doing any unrighteousness, the land is going to spew you out. You will not be able to live on the land. He says, for whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the soul that commit them shall be cut off from among the people. Therefore shall you keep my ordinance, that you commit not any of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you defile not yourselves therein. I am your Redeemer. Here, Ayah is warning us not to follow the ways of these heathens. We not to follow this way of the Hamites. The Canaanites was Hamites. And he moved them out of that land and put us. And he warning us not to do what harm children does. Don't go among harm children. Don't follow the ways. Don't follow the customs. He is giving us his customs to follow, his laws to follow. That's what Ayah is doing there with us as a people. We as a people is to serve Ayah, not follow our neighbors in those lands, not to follow the heathens where we are in captivity. Our aspiration is to cry out to Ayah, which was the things that was hidden from our ancestors, our mothers and fathers and grandmothers. It's been revealed to us now. Now we know, we could read, we could write, we could read this book, we could call on the name of the Most High. We have to do it. That's what we have to do, my brothers and sisters. We have to serve Ayah. And when we are ready, when Ayah see we are ready, he is going to bring us, he is going to clear up the land, and he is going to bring us back in it. That's what he's saying to us. Now, I will take you to Psalms 24, and I will read the whole psalm to you. I want you to hear what Ayah is saying about the earth. I want you to hear what he's saying about the earth. And I want you to know why Ayah gave us a special part of the earth to live. I want you to know why he put his name in a certain area. I want you to know that. I want you to know is he divided. And not, we can follow the heathen and just go and take. You see, the heathen is doing this today. They just feel they could take any land. Just go take. And they think they're going to live forever. And they think, as the Most High say, they will live forever and they're going to put their name on it and it's going to be theirs. But no, the reckoning is coming. The time is coming for the reckoning. If we choose to call on Ayah our Redeemer, if we decide to do what he tells us to do, then their reckoning will come sooner than later. As long as they continue to distract us from what we supposed to do, is the longer they stay in power. We have to turn to Ayah and do what he tells us to do. Then they will fall. We must know this. Let me repeat it. As long as we are not doing what Ayah tells us to do, our enemies will remain in power on the earth. Ayah does not want them to remain in power, but because we are disobedient, Ayah is using them as the rod to punish us. We have to turn to Ayah. We, as he said, we have to serve him. We, the people who he gave his laws to. He didn't give this law to everybody. He gave this law to a people that he's setting up in a special place, in a special land. not the whole earth, in a special place. It's only when we disobey him, he decided to spread us all over the earth among the heathens, among those people who does not know him. That's what heathen is. When we broke his rules, he scattered us among the heathens because we was always interested in wanting knowing what they're doing, how they do it. That was our problem. But IAH, by his mercies, is promising us when we come back to him and give up the ways of the heathen, he will pardon us. He will answer us and save us. So let me now take you to the Psalm 24, which I will read. It reads, "The earth is IAH's, and the fullness thereof. The earth is his, and everything there is in it. The world and they that dwell in it." Listen what he's saying. "For he has founded it upon the sea, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hills of IAH? Who shall stand in his holy place? He that has clean hands, a pure heart, who has not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from IAH, and righteousness from our Redeemer, our Savior. This is the generation of them that seek him." Who will receive it? The people who in this generation that he is raising up, who will seek him. They are the ones that will receive these blessings from IAH. And then he says, that seek his face. O Yaakov, O EZER-IAH. He's saying to you, only those that are among you that seek his face, that wants to see him, that wants to know him, that wants to know their Redeemer, they are the ones that will receive these blessings. Listen what he's saying to you. He says, "Lift up your heads, O you gates, and be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in." He's talking to you. You raise up your hands, raise up your head. A gate can raise up no head. It is you he's talking about. You that he allowed to live forever. You whom he promised eternal life. You who he says will live forever and ever. He wants you to raise up your head, because that's how you're going to get that gift of eternal life. So you raise up your head, and the King of glory will come in. His glory will come unto you. When you call out his name, when you sing his praise, when you do his commandments, his glory will come unto you. Who is this King of glory? IAH, strong and mighty. IAH, mighty in battle. Lift up your head, O you gates. Lift them up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. IAH is waiting to come into you, to help you. IAH is waiting to help you. He's calling you a door. He's mentioning you as a gate. He's mentioning you as a door. He's saying he wants to come into you. He wants to come. He wants to come in. Who is the King of glory? IAH of hosts. He is the King of glory. IAH of hosts. He is the King of glory. And he wants to come unto you. He wants to bring his light unto you. He wants to bring his joy, his peace, his loving kindness. He wants you to dwell with him in the land that he put our fathers, the land that they were spewed out of. But now you have that opportunity to be in that land. He's offering you that opportunity to be in that place. Don't give up on it. You are not lost. As the heathen say, you are lost. Calling us the lost tribe of Israel, the lost tribes. We are not lost. We are here. I know we are here. That's why he is speaking to us. That's why he is awakening us now. Comprehend the awakening. The awakening is not to know that you are Hebrew Israelite or you from the descent of the Hebrew Israelites. The awakening is to know Him. The awakening is for you to start to serve Him. The awakening is for you to know His words and His promises, and for you to know His name, and for you to teach others, and for you to wake up the whole tribe, the whole nation, so we could go back and be a nation. You have to wake up the whole tribes. The whole 12 tribes have to be awakened. They have to know that. They have to know that they have to give up the ways of the heathen. They have to give up Christianity. They have to give up Islam. They have to give up Krishna. They have to give up all these Hindu. They have to give up all these false pagan religions that they have gone and assimilate themselves into. They have to give it up and return to EZER-IAH, their Redeemer. They have to give it up and return to EZER-IAH, their Redeemer. EZER is your Redeemer. You are an Israelite. You shouldn't join no Christianity. You shouldn't join no Islam. You shouldn't join no Judaism. You shouldn't join no. All of them are pagans. My dear brothers and sisters, I don't know how to say this anymore. They are pagans. They worship devils and demons. They worship evil spirits and men. We have to turn from them. Read the whole scripture. Read the whole scriptures. And if you read the Psalms, read your prophets, my brothers and sisters. Read them. EZER-IAH wants you to read them. Now, my brothers and sisters, I would like you to turn to the book of Jeremiah with me. And I will go into Jeremiah chapter 2, and I will read from I will start in verse 1. Moreover, the word of EZER-IAH came to Jeremiah, saying, Go and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus says EZER-IAH, I remember thee, the kindness of thy youth, the love of thy apostles, when thou wentest after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. EZER-IAH was holiness unto EZER, and the first fruits of his increase. All that devoured him shall offend, evil shall come upon them, says EZER. Here EZER is telling us where he chose us. He chose us from Egypt and how he did what he did with us in the wilderness. And that's how we become his. And anyone who come against us, he will be against them. Hear you the word, verse 4. Hear the word of EZER, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus says EZER, What iniquity have your fathers found in me, that they are gone from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? Neither said they, Where is EZER that brought us out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness, through a land of desert, of pits, through a land of drought, and of the shadow of death, through a land that no man passes through, and where no man dwell. And I brought you into a plentiful country, to eat the fruits thereof, and the goodness thereof. But when you entered, you defiled my land, and made my heritage abomination. The priest said not, where the priest didn't ask for EZER, they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors and also transgressed against me. The prophets prophesy by Baal, which is the Lord, and walk after things that do not profit. Wherefore I will yet plead with you, says EZER, and with your children I will plead. For pass over the isles of Shittim and see, and the isles of Shittim and see, and send unto Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there be such a thing. Can a nation change the mighty one? Can a nation change EZER? Can you change him? He is our Redeemer. We cannot change him. Listen what he said to you. Has a nation changed the mighty one, which are yet no mighty ones? So they changed the mighty one to something that's no good, nothing useful to them. Here he's telling you who did this. My people have changed their glory for that which does not profit. They left IAH and gone to idols. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be you very desolate, says IAH, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, their fountain of living water, and hew them out cisterns, broken cisterns that cannot hold water. Is EZER-IAH a servant? Is he a home-born slave? Why is he spoiled? Here, the Most High is saying to us, do we love slavery? Are we born to be slaves? Why are our heads so hardened? That's what he's saying. He's asking, are they a homeborn slave? Why are we so spoiled? Can't we know what's good for us? Can we see what the Most High is telling us? That our ancestors, some of our ancestors has turned away from him and went and worshiping idols? Like our father and grandfathers did in this land here. They worship wood and stone. And here he's saying that he's raising up a generation to know him. He says in verse 10, he's telling us that he's going to raise up the seeds, the children. Aren't you the children? Aren't you the seeds? Are you going to still doing what your fathers did? Are you going to still be in that church worshiping B-A-A-L, calling down on the L-O-D? It's the same B-A-A-L you're calling down every day? Are you going to be calling down on the J-E-S-U-S, the same Z-E-U-S, Zeus, that their ancestors went after with the strangers, the heathens? Are you going to continue to do it? Or are you going to change? Are you going to call on his name? His name is IAH. His name is IAH. There is so much to read. I would like you to continue this whole chapter. That's Jeremiah chapter 2. Please read the whole chapter. Read the whole chapter and see what he says about what our people have done. In chapter 23 he says, how can you say that you are not polluted? You have gone after Balaam. You have gone after the Lord. Thy way is in the valley. Know what thou hast done. Know your sins and turn from it, that I will swift them out traveling her ways. Read the whole book. Read the whole chapter. You have turned to stock. Our Igbo brothers and sisters have turned to the stock of the soothsayer over there. They walk with the stock, just shaking it and sticking it in the ground. They've gone after the stock of their fathers. And to the stone, the Muslims, they've gone after the stone. Thou hast brought me forth. That is, read verse Jeremiah chapter 2. When you reach 27, you will see what he says. That's what I'm talking about right here. They have gone astray, my brothers and sisters. They've gone after the stoke. You see those things you see in the African movies where these soothsayers walking and shaking it? That's the stoke. That's what the fathers have gone to. And the stone is, they're all Muslim now. They're praying, going to Mecca and pray to the stone. They have turned their backs unto IAH. Read it. Not their face. This is what he's saying here. Verse 27. They have turned their backs unto me, IAH. In the time of their trouble, they will say, arise and save us. When they're in trouble, then they want to say they prayed. They want to know who he is. But where are thy gods that you hast made to yourself? Where is your gods? Let them arise, if they can save you in the time of your trouble. For according to the number of thy cities are your gods. Well, here is no cities. According to the blocks. Every block have a different church, calling a different gods, a god. Come on, people, wake up. You are according to the number of your cities or your gods, O Judea. Right now, according to every block, is a different name for a different God name. One is They calling LORD here, they calling JC over there, they calling Yah over there, they calling Yahweh in this one, they calling Jehovah in the other one, all over. And the ayah is saying in verse 29, wherefore, will you plead with ayah? Will you listen to him? You all have transgressed against ayah, says our Redeemer. In vain have I smitten your children. Here ayah is saying, is in vain I punish you. Because punishment then do nothing to you. Punishment just like it encourage you to go after false idols and gods. Like his punishment then do nothing to us. 400 years. 400 years. And they're still going after idols and evil spirits. So here ayah is asking them in verse 30, saying, in vain have I smitten your children. They receive no correction. Your own sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. Who killing one another here? Not we killing one another. We killing ourselves. We killing ourselves more than the enemy is killing us. O generation, see the word of ayah, verse 31. Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness? Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee. Ayah is asking, why you don't come in unto me no more? Am I darkness? Can't you see me? Can't you hear me? So you're not coming unto me. Why? Can a maid forget her ornaments, a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number. For 400 years, we keep forgetting ayah and wouldn't turn back to him. Verse 33, why timest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. You teach the wicked one your ways, you pick up the wicked one ways, you nobody seeking the Most High. Never seeking the Most High. Read his words, read the whole chapter, read the next chapter, read chapter 3. Hear what he's saying to you and see what are you doing. Hear what he's saying, my people. Now I will read in Deuteronomy chapter 2. I want you to listen what I is saying to you when I read this chapter. And it reads, then we turned and took our journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea, as ayah speak unto me. Here Shemaiah, Moses is speaking. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And ayah speak unto me, saying, you have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn you northward, and command thou the people, saying, you are to pass through the coast of your brethren, the children of Esau, which dwell in Seir, and they shall be afraid of you. Take you good heed unto yourselves therefore. Meddle not with them, for I will not give you of their land. Here I is telling us, he is not giving us the land of our brother Esau, the Arabians. He is not giving us any of the land. He says, no, not so much as a foot breadth, because I have given Mount Seir unto Esau for a possession. He has given Mount Seir to Esau for their possession. I want to show you how ayah gives people, how he distributes his land, and why he takes land from people, took the land from the land of Canaan and gave it to us, as I've shown you earlier, why he chose us and how he given us this land. You shall buy meat from them for money, that you may eat. You shall also buy water of them for money, that you may drink. For ayah your Redeemer has blessed thee in all the works of thy hand. He know thy walking through this great wilderness. These 40 years, ayah your Redeemer has been with you. You has lacked nothing. Here ayah is telling them, I provide them with water just for you. I provide them with meat for you, so go buy it. I have not left you. I'm always with you. So ayah is saying, since you spent 40 years in the wilderness and he has not left you, why you think ayah has left you today? Ayah have not left us. We are not lost. Ayah have left us when we was under the Persian under the Assyrian, the Egyptian, the Babylonian, and even in this one that we are in, because he is the one who sent us here. EZER has not left us, he has not forgotten us. That's why we lack nothing. And when we pass by from our brethren, the children of EZER, that's our brothers, the Arabians, the Arabs, which dwell in Seir, through the way of the plain of Elath, and from Zedabah, we turn and pass by the way of the wilderness of Moab. And EZER said unto me, distress not the Moabites. Distress not the Moabites, neither contend with them in battle. For I will not give you of their land for a possession, because I have given unto the children of Lot for a possession. Here the Most High is telling us about another nation, and he's saying, don't touch them, don't touch their land. I have given them, that's their land. My dear people, I'm just showing you, we are the only people who are scattered people in the world today. We are the only people who are scattered. We don't have a land. EZER drive us from his land because of our transgressions. And we need to start turning back to him and keep his commandments so we could have a land. Here he's pointing us all these different people and their lands. The Arabs still in Arabia, they're still there. That's not no white man. As they're telling you about the white man is Esau is the white man. Esau is our brother. Esau is Hebrew. They are not Israelites, but they are Hebrews. They're still in the way they are. They are the ones who worship in Allah. They are the ones who turned to stone. We was turned to worship wood. They turned to worship stone. Listen to the word of EZER, your Redeemer, and know what you're reading. He says, the Emites dwelled therein in times past. So before the Moabites came to that land, it was a people called the Emims. And then he took it from them and gave it to the Moabites. A people great and tall, many and tall, and the Anakins. There was another people who used to live in these lands, which also were contended giants, and the Anakins, but the Moabites called them Imims. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau, our brother, got rid of them, and EZER took the land from these giants, who was the children of the fallen angels, and gave the land to Esau. Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them, and dwell in their stead. And EZER-IAH did unto the land of his possession, which EZER gave unto him. You hear what he said? As EZER-IAH did unto the land of his possession. So as EZER did get the land from that EZER gave him, he get rid of the Canaanites and give him the land. So EZER got rid of the Horims and the giants, and gave to that portion of land to Esau, our brother. They're still in the land today. We are not in our land. When the Romans came to take us out, destroy us, Esau joined up with the Romans and stood by and watched what they do. They didn't help us. They didn't rescue us. In other words, they said, raise it, burn it to the ground, because of jealousy. Esau always jealous, Jacob. Listen to your lineage and know who your people are and know what is what. It was not the white man. The white man is the heathen. Esau is our brother. He is a Hebrew, but he is not Israelite. And he go on to read, and I need you to read the whole chapters. Read the whole chapter. If you continue to read all the chapters, you will see how the lands that people was in those lands, and everybody is in their land. He took lands from some people, they don't exist no more. But when the same thing he did for us, he chose a land for us, and he put us in it, and he gave us the laws to rule the land. And he gave us his name so we could talk to him, because he is our Redeemer, he is our Savior, he is the one that working for us. He is the one that performed all the miracles for us when we came out, when he took us out of Egypt. He is the one who brought all the plagues on Egypt. He is the one who protected us in the wilderness. He is the one, when he got mad with us, he drive us into captivity. He is the one that will take us out from captivity. He is the one that will bring us back into the land, the same land that he gave to our fathers. So don't worry about people owning land and they might have nuclear weapons and they're strong and they're mighty no, we are not to worry about those things. We are to do what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to praise EZER-IAH. We are supposed to turn back to him. We are supposed to tell him we turn back to him. And when he sees that, then when he see we following his laws, when he see we keeping his Sabbath, when he see we are not committing adultery, when he see we are not killing one another, when he see that we turn back to him and we start to serve him and call on his name, when he sees that, he will gather us and bring us back into the land. We have to do what he tells us to do. We are under punishment. We are under punishment, my brothers and sisters. And we are continue to be punished as long as we don't obey. As long as we disobey, we're going to be punished. That's the whole matter. We have to turn back to EZER-IAH, our Redeemer. We don't have to run to nobody land thinking that we go find peace and justice and happiness. We wouldn't find it. It wouldn't be there for us. It will be it's a delusion. It's Lucifer trying to deceive us once more. We can't turn to him and go to their land thinking we're going to find peace and joy. No, it will never happen. My dear brothers and sisters, it will never happen. So I ask you to be patient with EZER-IAH. Sit down, study his word, keep his commandments, and watch what will happen to those who run in to the land of their enemies, thinking that they're going to be calling it their motherland. And let us see what will happen to them. See, EZER-IAH will protect you while you watch. EZER-IAH will feed you and give you water while you wait. But wait on EZER-IAH. Keep his commandments, do them, serve him, call his name. I beg you, I beseech, I plead, I beg, do it, my dear brothers and sisters, and see the power of EZER-IAH. Wait to see the power. Wait to see, like he showed our ancestors in the land of Egypt. He showed them in the wilderness. He showed them when they left Jerusalem. He showed them in Africa when they was cutting down Ham land and building houses. He showed them. To this day, he's still showing them. Go on your TV and pull up the Igbos in West Africa. See what the Fulanis are doing to them. See what the enemies are doing to them. Everywhere we are being punished, my brothers and sisters. We are not in the land that EZER-IAH gave us, and we are not ready for the land. We have to make ourselves ready to go back into the land. And when we make ourselves ready, EZER-IAH will know, because he said he never leave us. He will never leave us alone. He's watching us. We have a light that he put on us, so we can't hide ourselves. We cannot hide. No one could hide from a light. You have a light on you. He's seen everything you do. He's seen everything you say. He's seen every place you go. Remember, EZER-IAH, he is our Redeemer. He knows the hair on your head. He knows all the stars by their name. He knows you. Trust EZER-IAH, my brothers and sisters. Trust EZER-IAH. Ask for forgiveness. Beg for forgiveness. Seek redemption. Change your ways. Keep his commandments. Do what he says. Go in the book that he sent unto us through the prophets and see what they're telling us to do and start doing it. Oh, my people, start doing it. Praise EZER-IAH. Praise EZER-IAH. Praise EZER-IAH. Now, I will go into you in Deuteronomy chapter 32. But this tape is getting long. And so I'm just mentioning the chapters I want you to read. I want you to read chapter 32. The whole of chapter 2 in Deuteronomy. I want you to read chapter 28. I want you to read chapter 29. I want you to read them to complete this lesson I'm giving you. You need to read them. You need to see what I am saying to you. You need to see it. I have videos on 28, so I'm going to go to 29. I'm going to read one chapter with you. I'm going to read Deuteronomy chapter 29. I'm going to read chapter 29. Deuteronomy chapter 29. And it reads, "These are the words of the covenant that EZER commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab." Then when they was coming to their land, in the land of Moab, you see, that was the Moabites. That was their portion of land. That was not ours. Everybody have their land. Our land is Jerusalem. Our land that EZER gave us is Jerusalem, the land of Israel. If you want to fight for a land, let's go fight for Jerusalem. If you want to talk about our homeland, let's talk about Jerusalem. If you want to talk about our fatherland, the land that was given to our fathers, let's talk about Jerusalem. If you want to talk about a land that EZER gave to the sons of Jacob, let's talk about the land of Israel. Let's talk about Jerusalem. If you want to know the land that he gave us and call it a promised land, let's talk about Jerusalem. Not Africa, not the land of the Hamites. We are to talk about Jerusalem. That's where we have to talk about. That's what we have to claim. That's what we have to fight for if you want to fight for a land. This is the land where you have to go if you want to go back to your land. That's the land you have to go. The land, Jerusalem. Moriah, the land of EZER, the land that he gave us, the land that he gave us as a possession. That is our portion. The Moabites had their land. Esau has their land. Ham has their land. Japheth has their land. Right now, Japheth is in your land. Japheth is in your land right now. The sons of Japheth is trampling on your land right now. Talk about your land. Stop talking about Ham's land. He didn't tell us to go to Ham land. He didn't promise to bring us back to Ham land. He took us out of Ham land. He took us out of Babylon. He took us out of Egypt. He took us out of Ham land, and he gave us our land. Now, Japheth is on our land. We need to get Japheth out and go back to our land. That is our land. And Moses called unto all of Israel and said unto them, "You have seen all that EZER has done before your eyes in the land of Egypt, unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants and unto all his promise and all his land." You see, that is his land. That was their land. That is Ham land. That's not our land. Why we want to go back there? We don't need to go back there. We don't need their doctrine. Their doctrine is what corrupted us. We need to give up that. We don't need to go back to no book of the dead. We need to go to the book of the life, the living. EZER's book, the book of remembrance. That's what we as a people need to go to. The Bible, the living book, not the book of the dead. Turn from these evil doctrines, my dear brothers and sisters, and rebuke them when they come to you. Rebuke them when they're telling you about motherland. We don't have no motherland. We have a land that our father EZER gave to us. So we will call it fatherland then. That's the land he gave to us. The great temptations which thine eyes have seen, and the signs and those great miracles. Yet EZER has not given you a heart to perceive, an eye to see, and ears to hear unto this day. So here he's asking you until this day, you don't start to see what EZER is saying to you. You don't start to comprehend what he's saying to you. And Moses said, "I have led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes are not waxed old upon you, and your shoes is not waxed old upon your foot." For 40 years. We are here 400 years, and we shoes not waxed on our foot, and our clothes is not destroyed of us. We are not naked, we are clothed. EZER is still with us, my dear people. EZER is still with us. He is providing for us. You have not eaten bread, neither have you drunk wine or strong drink. That was them in the wilderness. We could drink wine now. EZER is with us. You might know that EZER is your Redeemer and your Savior. And when you come into this place, Sihon, the king of Heshbon, and Og, and the king of Bashan, came out against us unto battle, and we smote them. These was different kings who owned the land. They was on their lands. And they come to fight against us when we was traveling into the promised land. We took their land and gave it for an inheritance unto Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh. So they took these lands. Ai destroyed their enemies, they took the lands. Keep therefore the words of this covenant. Here he's telling him, because of the words of the covenant that you was keeping, because of the commandments you was following, because of the name you was calling, all these good things happen to them, that they may prosper in all they do, so that for them and their children to prosper. Moses is telling them, remember, you have to keep this covenant that you made. You stand this day, all of you, before Ai, your Redeemer, your captains, your tribe, your elders, and your officers, with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, thy strangers that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water, that thou shouldest enter into the covenant. All of them stand up to enter into the covenant with Ai, your Redeemer, our Redeemer, and into his oath, which Ai, our Redeemer, make with us this day, that he may establish us this day a people unto himself, and that he may be unto us a Redeemer, as he has said unto us, and as he has sworn unto our fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant this day, but with him that stand here with us this day before Ai, our Redeemer, and also with him that is not here with us this day. Talking about the children. The children ain't come yet, but even with the children, that covenant stands. For you know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, the land of Ham, and how we came through the nations which we passed by, all the other nations, all the other people. And you have seen their abomination, you have seen their idols, their wood and their stone. Look at it in your book, their silver and their gold, which were among them. That's what they was worshiping. We was not worshiping that. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turn away this day from Ai, your Redeemer, to go and serve these gods of these nations. Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood, an evil spirit. If there should be one among you that will go on and then see all this, what they was doing, and go do it, Ai will not spare you, but then the anger of Ai and his jealousy shall smite against that man, and the curse that are written in this book, that is written in chapter 28, shall lie upon you, and Ai shall blot out his name from under heaven. My dear brothers and sisters, do you see what Ai just told us? He said, if we will forget, if there should be among you a man or woman, no, before that, he tells us, neither with you only do I make this covenant, this oath. What was the covenant? He gonna be our Redeemer, and we gonna be his people. We gonna do everything that he said. Remember, that's when Moses sprinkled the blood on us. He says, I make this covenant, this oath, but with him, with you that stand up here, and your children that is to come, all of you and your children to come will be under this oath. That's what he said. They will be under this agreement. This agreement that I am making with you this day. For you know how I have dwelt with you in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which we passed by. You have seen their abomination. What was their abomination? Their idols, wood and stone, their crosses. Go back in Egypt now. Look at them, who encouraging you to go back to the motherland, to go back to Egypt. See their crosses. You see that cross? It come up with a circle on top of it. It represents the penis, the rod, the penis, and the vagina. That's what it represents. Life. They worship nature. That's what they worship. Nature. The penis and the vagina. That's what they worship. And then they put this one across it, because they know that I have chosen a people to stand up for him. You are the one they cross. They cross you out. They cross you from destroying their faith, their doctrine. No, we have to stand up and destroy their doctrine. That's what we have to do. We have to destroy their doctrine. Their doctrine, we have to destroy it. We could destroy it. Allah has given us the ability to destroy it. And He has given us what we need. He has given us His name and His commandments to destroy their doctrine. He says, and you have seen their abomination, their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. So as our people was passing by, we saw what they was worshipping. We saw their idols. We saw the big stone. Look at the nations. Look at India. They worship stone until this, the big black stone. The same thing our brother, our cousins, the Arabs are doing. They worship stone in Mecca. And what are you worshiping here? The cross made out of what? Wood. Saying that somebody died on a tree for you. You are worshiping wood. Turn from these doctrines, my dear brothers and sisters, and turn to Allah, your Redeemer. So I will continue. He says, I will go down to 18. These are the GODs of the nations, and we are not to serve them. We are not to turn to them. We are to turn to Allah. We turn to the land that Allah gave us. Verse 19. And it come to pass when the heathen, when you hear it, the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in imagination of my heart, to attain drunkenness and thirst. Just like they are doing to you today. They're walking in their drunkenness and in their lust and thirst, but they are telling you that what they are doing is right. You need to go back to Egypt. You need to go back to the motherland. You need to go back to Africa. You need to go back. That's where we're happy. That's where we're free. That's where it is. It's all a lie, my brothers and sisters. It's a big lie. Sit back, relax, chill out, and watch what would happen to them. Don't just listen to what they say. See how much of them coming back here, running back to their captivity. Allah is the one that will tell us when it's time to leave. Allah is the one that will take us out. He promised He will take us out. 20. Allah will not spare him, but the anger of Allah and His jealousy shall smite against that man, and all the curse that are written in this book shall lie upon him. And Allah shall blot out his name from under heaven. Where is the curse written in this book? Just go back to one chapter back, chapter 28, and read the curses. Because all the blessings that Allah has promised us has turned into curses. It was one or the other. It was either we choose the blessings, do the things to choose the blessings, or do the things and receive the curse. We do the things and we receive the curse. We went after the idols, the wood and the stone and the gold and the silver. That's what we did. And the curse came upon us because we did not hearken unto the words of Allah, our Redeemer. And Allah shall separate him unto evil out of all the tribes of EZER-IAH. We are the ones that go through the worst punishment. Out of all the tribes of EZER-IAH, we, EZER-IAH, are going through the worst of all the punishment. According to all the curses of the covenant that are written in this book of the law, so that the generation to come of your children shall rise up after you, and the strangers that shall come from a far land shall say. Now he's telling you, your children go rise up. He's telling them, the ancestors, your children will come up after you, and they will say this. When they see the plague of that land, when they see the condition you're living in, when they hear all the things you're telling them that you had to go through, and when they see all your sicknesses that Allah has laid upon you, they will ask you. When they see your plague and that of the land and the sickness, and the whole land thereof is brimstone, they see your land is like a wilderness. Because where the heathens are over there, the Japheth, is just a little piece of the land. The rest of it is desert, just stone and sand and no trees. You don't even have trees there. So he's telling them, when your children come and see this land that's supposed to be your land, not Ham land. He didn't put this curse on Ham. Ham didn't get no law from Aya and break it. Ham wasn't put in a special land and say, you are my people. He didn't tell Ham children, you are my people and I go be your redeemer. He told it to us. And that's why we are bearing the burden. We are the one who is punished. We are the one who disobeyed. Get this in your head. And now you want to run back among Ham, thinking that you're going to find peace and happiness. All you're going to find is sorrow. Sorrow will be with you. You're not turning to who you're supposed to turn to. You're supposed to turn to Aya. No, there are those over there encouraging the brothers and sisters here to come to practice divination. Abomination. Aya said this is abomination. They're dealing with soothsayers and evil spirits and invoking the dead. Aya doesn't want that for his people. Reject the temptations of Lucifer, my brothers and sisters. Ham land is not your land. Your land is Jerusalem. Like the overgrown of Sodom and Gomorrah and Amara and Zebra, which Aya overthrew in anger and his wrath. He's saying here, he go destroy us like how we destroy these nations. Didn't he do it? He destroyed Jerusalem. Yes, that's why it's like a wilderness today. Even all the nations shall say, all the nations, the ones you always want to join up with, the ones you always want to run to, the Ham and all the other the Gentiles, they will say, why Aya has done this to this land? What it means? What was that anger Aya have against this land? Why he destroyed these people like this? These people who was ruling the world. Go back one chapter 28, and read the blessings. Read what he promised us. And then see how it turned unto us. See why it turned unto us. This is why it turned unto us. He says, then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of Aya the Redeemer of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt. For they went and served gods and worshipped them, gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of Aya their Redeemer was kindled against this land, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book in chapter 28. And Aya rooted them out of the land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. That's why we are in another land. When he root us out of the land, we run into Ham land. We don't need to be in Ham land. So until this day, we are in other lands. Ham land, the Gentiles land, we in everybody land. The secret things belongs unto Aya our Redeemer, but those things that are revealed belong unto us. He's telling us that this book that we could read and to comprehend what he's saying to us, it belongs to us. He gave it to us so that we could know what we have to do. That's what he's saying here. It belongs to us. The things that Aya doesn't want us to know, we don't know it, and we're not supposed to worry about it. But the things he wants us to know, that is what he's revealing to us here. He's telling us what we have to do because we need to do it. And it belongs to us and our children for what? Forever. That we may do all the words of this law. But look at what the enemy is doing. Lucifer is also telling us through the prophets, through these, Lucifer is telling us through his prophets, the pastors and the preachers, that the law is done away with. Here Aya is telling us the secret things belongs unto Aya, our Redeemer. But those things that are revealed belongs to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of his law. Do you see the discrepancies? Do you see how Lucifer is working? Do you see how he's encouraging your brothers and sisters to go to Hamland, to Africa? Do you see it? Do you see how he's telling them to go contrary to the words of the Most High? This is it. Read it, my brothers and sisters. Read it. I will read chapter 32. Give ear, O heaven, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. I am speaking to heaven and earth. My doctrine shall not drop. Aya's words cannot drop and done away with. It cannot as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Aya. Ascribe you greatness unto our Redeemer. We have to speak the name of Aya. We have to praise his greatness. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A redeemer of truth without iniquity, just and right. That's how he is. Verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spots is not the spot of his children. Now, our people have changed their spots. They changed their ways. So Aya cannot recognize them because they're not calling on his name. They have changed. They've gone to wood and stone. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus require Aya, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he our father that has brought us? Hasn't he not made us and established us? Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee. Ask thy elders, they will tell thee. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. Ask them, and you will see that Aya is the one who divides the land. He is the one who tells you where he wants you to be, not you to choose where you want to be. Ham have to be where he give it to Ham. Japheth supposed to be where he give to Japheth. Shem supposed to be where he give to Shem. Do you comprehend this, what I'm saying to you? I hope you do. Read it yourself. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the children of EZER-IAH. He set his boundaries among all nations based on how he did with EZER-IAH. For Aya's portion is his people. We are his portion of the earth. We are his people. So he take his people and put them in this portion of the land that he chose for himself. Do you get it now? I'll read it again. For Aya's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So he put his inheritance in his land that is called by his name, in his land that he chose, his portion of land, where he promised he will come and set up his sanctuary upon the earth, where the house was built for his name, where he called the Holy Land, the land flowing with milk and honey, the promised land. Do you understand your land now? Your land is Jerusalem. Your land is not in Ham land. Your land is not in Japheth land. Your land is not in Europe. Your land is not in Africa. Your land is where? No. They call it Africa. They say it's one land, but we know it's different people. Even in Africa, what they call Africa itself, there are like 54 different nations. So comprehend this. In Africa itself, there is 54 different nations. So now, when Aya divided the land, when he took the part of Canaan land that he gave to Ham and gave to us, it's no longer Canaan land. It's no longer Ham land. He take it for himself. He took it unto himself. He is the one who made all lands, and he could take which land he want. He took that portion for himself. So we are not in Canaan land. We are in Aya's land. We are in the land that Aya named after himself. His possession. He has given to it. He has given to us as an inheritance. Your father have a piece of land, he leave it for you as an inheritance. It was his land, he leave it to you. That's what Aya is doing with us. He found him in a desert land and in the waste hollowing wilderness. That's where he found us. He led us about. He instructed us. He kept us as the apple of his eye. And as an eagle stir up her nest, he flourished over her young. He spread abroad her wings. He take them beneath them. He buried them on her wings. So Aya alone did lead us. You see what he's saying here? 12. He alone led us. Aya alone led us. And there was no strange GODs with him. He didn't get no help from JC. He didn't get no help from Yeshua. He didn't get no help from no man. And neither he did get no help from the stone in Mecca. And he didn't get from no JC and the cross. He didn't get no help. So take this cross off your neck. Stop going to Mecca and praise Aya, your Redeemer. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. He made him to suck honey out of the rock and oil out of the flinty rock. The Most High made all the resources of the earth, and he put us in a land that was plenty, a land that had all the resources. Now, Japhet is in there. The Gentiles is in there. Aya will take them out. Aya know when he ready to take them out. Trust Aya, my brother. Trust Aya, my sister. Just like he took the Canaanites out and put us in, he go take the Gentiles out. He gonna put us back. That's his promise. But we have to keep our bargain. We have to keep the part of our bargain in the promise. The promise is to call upon him and to do his commandments. We must do that. For him to remember the covenant, we must do this. He says, but Jerusalem, 15, Jerusalem run waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxed fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsake Aya who made him. You see, once we get what we need in life, we forget the Most High, because our people don't study but salvation. All they want is money and vanity. So once they get that, they turn against the Most High. They lightly esteem the rock of their salvation. They do not praise their Redeemer. That's what he's saying here. They do not esteem the rock of his salvation. He's talking about here EZER-IAH. He's talking about Judah. He's talking about us, the people who he took out of the wilderness. They provoke him to jealousy with strange GODs. Isn't that what we're doing until this day? We are still provoking our people are still provoking Aya with strange GODs, with JC, with LORD, Jehovah Oba, with Yahweh, with LORD, with all these strange, with Allah, all these strange GODs. We are provoking Aya. That, look at what he said, verse 16. They provoked Aya to jealousy with strange GODs. They didn't have no GODs with them. They had Aya. They give up Aya for GODs. With abominations, provoke Aya to anger. And that's what they want you to come back to Ham land to continue to do, to provoke him in the land. That's what Lucifer is trying to get you to do. They sacrifice unto devils. That's what they're doing. Not to Aya. GODs whom they knew not. These are the devils. To GODs that came newly up, or like JC. Where he come from? Where Jehovah come from? As I tell you earlier, the J was just invented in 1523. Where these mighty ones come from? Where were they when Aya was taking us out of Egypt? Where were they when Aya was protecting us in the wilderness? Where were they when Aya parted the sea? Where were they when he brought water to us from the rock? Where were they when he brought us into the land and make us a nation? Where were they when he sent his name to us? Where were they when he gave us his commandments? Where were they when he made these promises to us? My brothers and sisters, ask these questions to get your answers. When you ask these questions, there will be no answers coming from whom you are asking, and that will make you know they are lying to you. 17. Again, they sacrifice unto devils, not to Aya. The pastors are doing this until this day. Listen to the names they are calling down on you. Listen to what they are going to do. That's why you see they cannot control themselves. The demons are exposing them. Look at the priests, look at the pastors, see what they are doing, see the life they're living, see how they're lying to you, and see how the Most High is exposing them. See how he's exposing them in your face. He's trying to teach you something, but you doesn't want to see. You doesn't want to hear because you put your trust in man. Put your trust in Aya and see what he is showing you, my brother or my sister. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Aya that formed you. And when Aya saw it, he abhorred them. He was angry with them because they provoke the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. When Aya see what we are doing, he is angry with us. That's why they are dying. That's why they are dying in Joes. They're dying from one another's hands. They're dying from the enemy hands. They are dying from the plagues. They are dying from the sicknesses. They are dying from hunger. They are dying from thirst. All where they're dying. He said, I will hide my face from them. That's what he's doing. I will see what their end shall be. They are a very forward generation, children in whom there is no faith. They have moved Aya to jealousy with that which is not right. He is not no mighty one. There is idols. They have provoked Aya to anger with their vanities. All they want is money. They will kill their mother, brother, sister. They will kill anybody for money, or for a car, or for a house, or for land. Aya land. They're killing one another for Aya's land. They're killing one another for what does not belong to them. They kill their brother for the land. They kill their uncle for the land. And then 2 days after, they die and leave the land. Foolish people. Foolish nation. Isn't it? A foolish nation. I say, I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I promise he will move us to jealousy with those that are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. So these are the foolish nations we are spread among, the Gentiles. Foolish. Never know the Most High, never got his commandments, never got his enlightening. They're foolish nations, and they are the ones that are ruling over us. So now, Aya is provoking us with them. And he went on to say, for a fire is kindled in his anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundation of the mountains. Aya will destroy it. Nobody can stop him. He will destroy it like he destroyed it with the water before. But he's telling you here now, is no more water. It's fire. He will destroy it with fire. I will heap mischief upon them. I will spend my arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger and devoured with burning heat and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust. The sword without, their terror within, shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling with the man of gray hairs. Everybody will suffer. Look at what's happening with us today. Look at what's going on right now. My dear brothers and sisters, turn to EZER-IAH, your Redeemer, and sing his praise. Isaiah in 26, I said, I will scatter them in corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. When it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and EZER-IAH has not done all this. For they are a nation void of counsel. They are a nation void of counsel. We need counseling. And when we get counseling, we don't accept it. My dear brothers and sisters, what you're hearing today is the voice of counseling in your ears. Turn from any wicked things you're doing. Turn to your book. Read those passages I'm giving you. Read them. Turn to EZER-IAH. See why EZER-IAH gave us a nation. See why he made us a special people unto himself. And then you will know why we are suffering. We are suffering because we refuse to acknowledge EZER-IAH, our Redeemer. That's why we are suffering. They were wise. They understood this, that they considered the latter end. They was wise, but they never considered what will happen to them in the end. How should one chase 1,000 and two put 10,000 at flight? One of our people used to chase 1,000 men of the Gentiles. One Hebrew Israelite used to chase 1,000 Gentiles. And two Israelites used to chase 10,000 Gentiles. And that was because EZER-IAH was with us. And here he's saying, how could you do this anymore? The rock has sold them. EZER-IAH has given us up. EZER-IAH has shut them up. He has given us up. He moved himself from us. The rock is not as our rock. Their rock is not as our rock. Their mighty one is not our mighty one. Here he's telling you, their mighty one is not our mighty one. Even our enemies themselves being judged. They know it. For the vine is of the vine of Sodom. You see, that's the legacy, wickedness of Sodom. That's the imagination, that's the intention, the wicked. For the vine and the children is the same thing. Them and the children, they like Sodom, and of the fields of Gomorrah. The grapes are grapes of gall, they're bitter. They're evil, they're wicked, the cluster are bitter. That's your enemies. The wine is the poison of dragons, the cruel venom of asp. Their instructions, their ideas, their doctrines, their teachings, their laws, it is as poison to us. It's like venom from the poisonous snake. It is bitter. It is like Sodom and Gomorrah. It's wicked. We are not to accept them. Is it not this laid up in store for me and sealed up among the treasures? That's what we will get when we go among them. That's what we will get. To me belong vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. EZER-IAH is going to punish us. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For EZER-IAH shall judge his people and repent himself for his servants, when he see that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. EZER-IAH is waiting. EZER-IAH still have hope in us. And he shall say, where are their gods, their rock in whom they trust? He gonna ask them, where is your God? Where is your Lord? Where is your Allah? Where is them that you've been praying to? Which did eat the fat of their sacrifice? Them you giving all your money or your fat, all your sacrifice. Where's the fat of your sacrifice now? We don't have no animal now. We give our money. All your money, your fat, you give to the pastors, to the church, to spew their darkness, their evil doctrine. The Most High waiting to ask you. And drank the wine of their drink offering. You accepted their false doctrine. He said, let them rise up and help you. They give you the false doctrine. You give them your fat. They give you the lies. Now you need help. So I say, let them rise up and help you. Let them be your protection. See how that I have, even I am he, and there is no mighty one besides I. He is I, and there is none besides him. I is telling you here, he say, I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. No one could stop him. He's telling you, no one could stop him. He caused people to die. He caused people to burn. He caused people to get hurt. He caused people to heal. There is none besides him. Nobody could change that. For I lift up my hands in heaven and say, I live forever. We have to raise up our hands and lift it up to heaven and say, I lives forever. If I with my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of revenge upon the enemy. He go revenge all of us, those that they hang on the trees, those they throw out in the sea, those they kill in Africa, hunger, those of us they kill in Jerusalem, those of us they kill on the plantation, those of us that they are still killing, those of us that, all of us, I am telling you right here. And I will render vengeance to his adversaries, and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. And he told you in 42, I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives, from the beginning of the revenge upon the enemy. Ayah is going to deal with them. Ayah is going to deal with them. And then in 44, he says, and Moses came and speak all these words of this song into the ears of the people, and Hosea the son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to all EZER-IAH. And he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words that I testify among you this day, that you shall command your children to observe to do. All your children, we are the children until this day. It's called generation. All the words of this law. Law could never be done away with. Another, as I told you, another deceiving from Lucifer, telling them, and the pastors teaching you that the law is done away with. All the words of the law, for it is not a vain thing for you. This is not a vain thing for us. This is a must. We must do it. If we want to prosper, we must do it. If we want to live, we must do it. If we want to enjoy peace, we must do it. If we want to enjoy Ayah's blessings, we must do it. It's not a vain thing to us, because it is your life. You see it right in your book. It is our life. And through this thing, we shall prolong our days in the land, where you go over Jordan to possess it. That's the only how we could live in this land. We must keep the commandments of Ayah, our Redeemer. So the question is, will you prepare yourself to live in the land again? Would you prepare yourself to go into the land that was given to your fathers, and not into the land of Ham or Japheth? Neither, no Europe, no Africa. You want to go in your land. And I speak unto Moses that self day, saying, get thee up into this mountain Abraham unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and behold the land of Canaan. He said, go up there and look at the land that I'm going to give your people, which I gave unto the children of Israel for a possession. It's a special land, my brothers and sisters. We're not talking about the whole Africa. We're not talking about no Africa. We're not talking about no Europe. It's a special land, Jerusalem. And die in the mountain where thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people. That was the last thing Moses spoke unto us. These words I just read to you was the last words Moses spoke. And he told Moses to go up into the mountain, look at the land, and you will die there. Are we still disobedient to the voice of our ancestors who heard who the Most High spoke face to face with? He said Moses, he spoke to him face to face as a friend speaking to a friend. Are we going to continue to be disobedient? Do you now see why the Most High has chosen us as a people unto himself? Do you now know why he took us out from among a nation? Do you see why he wanted us to know that we are not as everybody else? Do you see why he gave us he gave us his name? Do you see why he gave us his land? Do you see why the Most High called us a special people unto himself? We are to believe in EZER. We are to depend on EZER. We are to wait upon EZER. EZER is the one he is the one that brought us out of the land of Egypt. He keeps showing us and telling us this word over and over. And yet still our brothers and sisters does not seem to comprehend what EZER is saying. EZER is reminding us that he and he alone took us out of the land of Egypt. And we are not to go after any other mighty one. We're not supposed to mention their names in our mouth. No JC took us out of Egypt. No Yahweh took us out of Egypt. No Jehovah took us out of Egypt. No LORD took us out of Egypt. No Allah took us out of Egypt. These are the GODs of the other nations. These are what they worship. These are the GODs. That's not your mighty one. He told you, their mighty ones cannot do anything for them, nor save them, nor anything. He cannot do for them, he cannot do for you. Your mighty one have shown you what he did for you by taking you out of the land of Egypt. He have shown you how he parted the sea. He fed you with angels' food. He protected you in the wilderness. He kept your clothes on you. He brought you into a land flowing with milk and honey. He showed you what he did for you. He is also telling you what he is going to do for you in the time to come by saying that I will do this to your children. I will do this for your seeds. He is telling them what he will do for us. Now, the knowledge that was hidden from our ancestors because of the enemy taking our book from them, is now being revealed to us. Are you going to continue seeking the ways of the heathen? Do you know that Hamites are heathens? Do you know they are black like you, but they are heathens? Do you know the Gentiles are heathens? The other nations, they are heathens? There is only one nation that EZER has put his name upon. There is only one nation that EZER has given his commandments. There is only one nation that EZER has formed in his land, the land that is called by his name. It's only one. And EZER is telling you, you are the one. And EZER is saying to you, yes, there could be sojourners. People from the other nation could join with us. But they have to join with us, they have to keep the commandments that he gave us. We are not to keep their commandments. We are not to follow their doctrine. They will have to follow our doctrine because the land is given to us. And if they want to live in the land with us, they will have to abide by the laws of our land. Like when you move to Europe, you have to abide by their laws, their constitution. You go to America, you have to keep the American law. Any country you go to, you have any nation, you have to keep their law. You have to abide by the law. Else you break the law, you're going to be punished. And that's what EZER is saying to us. So now, my dear people, study your laws that EZER has given us. The laws was given to us in Leviticus, in Genesis, in Exodus, in Leviticus, in Numbers, in Deuteronomy. The laws was given to us. Read those books that EZER spoke to Shemaiah, the one they call Moses, his correct name Shemaiah. He had the name of EZER on him as well. He is the one who EZER spoke to bring his word unto us. And this is his words I'm speaking to you. So I'm listening to my fathers, I'm listening to them, and I'm speaking the words that they brought. I am only repeating it to you, because EZER is telling us, unless we hear what they had to say, unless we start to do what they tell us, there is no hope for us, there will be no help for us, there will be no way out for us. And we've been here for 400 years, and no one has helped us. No one has called us out. No one has taken us out. No one has come to help us. No one has promised to help us. But then Lucifer, in his deceivingness, is coming now, as EZER has begun to wake us up to his truth, knowing about what he promised us is a land. Lucifer, who knows that the enemy has always taught us that we are from Africa. They've never, because they are the children of Lucifer as well, they never teach us that we are from the children of EZER-IAH and we are from Jerusalem. So now he's telling us we need to go back home. So he's standing as the awakening is coming up, is rising. He himself is in the midst, trying to deceive us, to make us believe that is in Africa, that's where we have to go. But I am here to tell you this day, it's not Africa you have to go. We have to go back to Jerusalem. And we are not taking on ourselves to go back to Jerusalem. We are waiting on EZER. We are going to keep his commandments. We are going to call on his name. We are going to do everything he tells us that we must do. We're going to do it. We are going to prepare ourselves. We are going to make ourselves justified in his sight. We're going to listen to his voice. We're going to listen to his holy watchers. We're going to listen to his prophets he sent to us. We're going to listen to EZER, our Redeemer. We're going to listen to these words that he spoke to us. And we will not be fooled anymore. We will not be deceived anymore. We will not. We are not going to listen to our enemies and do anything though we're not supposed to do anymore. We are not going to listen to the Egyptians, the Hamites anymore. We are not going to listen to them. We're going to leave them and their mighty one. Let them pray to the Asherah and the Baal and the Baal Poro and the Baalem and all the names that they have. Let them deal with this. But we as a people who EZER gave a name to, we as a people whom EZER has given his name, we as a people whom EZER has given a land, we as a people whom EZER was mad with and drive us to the ends of the earth, we as a people whom he promised he will gather, we as a people who he promised he will bring back his name unto, we as a people who he promised he will give a pure language again, and we now see he is doing it. We now are experiencing that awakening that he promised us over 400 years ago. We are seeing it today. Do not let yourselves be deceived by Lucifer. Do not let yourselves be deceived by those, Lucifer's prophets, his pastors, his men and women who works on his behalf. Let this not happen to you, my brother or my sister. Trust in EZER, your Redeemer. He is the only one who rescued us from Babylon, from Egypt, from Assyria, from Persia. He is the only one who will rescue us again. He is the only one who fed us when we was hungry. He will feed us again. He is the only one who has given us his name to call on him. And when we did, we saw what he did for us. Let us not call on any other name that EZER did not give to us. Praise EZER, praise EZER, praise EZER Almighty. EZER is great, EZER is great, EZER is great. EZER, your name is excellent in all the earth. EZER, your name is excellent in all the earth. So I thank you, EZER, for the opportunity to speak to my brothers and sisters around the world. I thank you for this opportunity to speak to those who would listen. I thank you for the opportunity that you has increased your knowledge and has made it possible that I can send it out in the wind. So I ask you to guide it unto the ears that you will like to hear it. And when they hear it, that they may turn from their evil ways. They may turn from worshiping idols. They may turn from false doctrine. They may turn from confusion. They may turn from destruction. They may turn from false instructions, and they may seek you in your spirit and in your truth. Oh, EZER, my Redeemer, I thank you, EZER, always. I thank you for everything. I thank you, EZER, for everything. Praise EZER, praise EZER, praise EZER.